And I don't even think you deserve it.
Chip has like wet areas around and she put that in her springs, which is her hometown.
Six, we're gonna call the December board meeting to order. Mike Higgins is absent today. Have y'all reviewed the November minutes? Is there any motion to approve?
Make a motion to be approved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor with a right-hand vote? Any opposed? And we have one public comment, Mr. Wilson.
Imagine that.
You have 5 minutes, and we will start that now, sir.
All right, how do we go to publicly scolding the community for not showing up? Does anybody want to chime in on that? I really don't have anything new, but last week, despite my ramblings, I touched about 2 sentences on my notes, so I guess I'm just going to go on from that. Issue I have is, you know, our community. The school represents our community. How do we want the public to see us? I mean, the school is a high-profile image of this community. I'm not so happy with it. Others aren't so happy with it. So what do we do about it? You know, stepping up to talk about it, try to get things done. You know, once again, I urge the public to come out and speak if they have an issue. I mean, I've talked to folks out and they say, well, yeah, I like this or I like that. So, well, don't tell me, don't tell them. And, you know, and I'm not just going to come in here and be somebody's whipping boy and lay out their complaints. If they want to speak, let them come. I get frustrated with it. I didn't want to come tonight. I didn't. You know, the last couple of times I've been really upset and wanted to speak my mind. So I've calmed down now, and it's now more just, well, I'm not sure what I want to say, but to our community. If people don't have concern for it, how is it going to get any better? And it's like I was saying before, if everybody wins the race, if everybody gets the same prize, what's the value in the prize? What's the value in trying hard if you're all the same? You know, there has to be people step up and do it. And that needs to be encouraged. And my personal opinion is through the school system, I haven't seen a whole lot of that. I've seen a lot of just leveling off. Everybody's the same and everybody gets a trophy. And I think a lot of people will agree with that. And people do like to talk about the sports programs because they are very high profile. And so they are, I mean, you have the local news, you have, I mean, we've had statewide news report on issues. And so those are areas of concern. I mean, people want to think, well, it's more than sports. Yes, it is more than sports, but that is one of the high profiles that people see. And so, you know, I'm just here once again to encourage the public to come out. And to let the council know that there are people, possibly more than one, that's willing to stand up and speak. And, you know, even if there's just one, it's the council's duty to listen to the public. We are the community, we are the district. We are the funding for this district. And I encourage the board to listen to folks as they speak, and if they would inquire of folks. And that's probably close to my 5 minutes.
You have 1 minute left.
What?
You have 1 minute left if you wanted to.
Now, I'm going to let it go.
Well, thank you, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have the report from the principals. I think I saw Mr. Buller.
Yes, ma'am. Well, of course, you can imagine the Thanksgiving activities at the primary school. Last few years, pie tasting have become really big, which I'm pretty happy about, I will say. But we had a lot of that going on. Of course, we had the programs where, you know, parents come up, the kids will sing, and a lot of fun times. And So as we're closing out Thanksgiving activities, we starting off with Christmas, and we've got a Christmas store that we do every year. And Kara Grill, which is now Kara Burns, takes that on, and Kara kind of makes it as a project with the kids. The kids will help with the sales of it, with the stocking, with figuring up the money, counting, all that kind of good stuff. So she really does a good math project, social studies project. She does a great job incorporating that, and a really good experience for the kids. And, you know, for the kids that just get to go shop, we price things, you know, hopefully everyone can afford to, you know, to get something, and they enjoy going and buying for their family and friends, and just a neat experience for all of them. So we'll be doing that December 16th, 17th, and 18th. Our second grade Christmas program will be at the Performing Arts Center on December 19th at 5:30. So if you guys aren't doing anything, that's always a fun show. Kids enjoy it. We'll take them down that day. We always take first grade down with them, so they'll see what they get to do next year, and that's kind of their dress rehearsal, or, you know, so they'll perform for the first grade, and then first graders get to see what it's like for next year. Did a fire drill today for December. We were out in 2 minutes and 7 seconds, so that's pretty good. I feel like you know, 750 kids out the door that quick. So. Sherry Kirkendall has done something over the last few years, School Mall. And what it is, packets go home with each child, and if the parents choose to participate, they fill out the packets with families family members and friends. They give the information, and then School Mall sends them something. Well, those family members and friends, whoever they put on their information, they can either buy something, or there's also another section where they can donate to the classroom. And, you know, people donate $1, $5, or whatever, you know. And this year, we had $3,500 worth of donations to our classrooms. The one teacher actually had $750 donated to her classroom. So she can go online and use those gift certificates to buy things for her classroom from their website. So it's really good. And the students, they get things for taking home the packets and getting them filled out and all this. In fact, and from the sales, one student actually got a drone this year from doing this. So it's really, Sherry's really done a great job with that. All right, I think that wraps mine up.
Thank you. Mr. Warnock?
We've also got the Christmas store beginning next Monday, running through that week. It's fun to watch the kids make decisions, but I was really impressed with our parents and how they set that up, how quickly they set it up. It's ready to go right now. But all the funds raised from that for us go to a clothing fund, and you'd be amazed how many shoes 720 kids go through right in the middle of the day. I had some blown out soles today, and it was really nice to be able to go to that room and get him a new pair of shoes and get him going again. I teased Miss Walden a little bit about we're going to have to call next Monday and Tuesday marathon for honor choir. Monday evening they will perform at the PAC, the honor choir will. Then Tuesday morning, honor choir 5th graders will load up, bus up to Little Rock, and sing for Children's Hospital. It's always a real treat for those kids to get to do that. And then Tuesday evening, the honor choir will sing at the girls' basketball team during halftime. So they'll have a full couple of days there. School-wide spelling bee is next Friday. I didn't pick Friday the 13th intentionally, but it worked out that way. A couple of kids have mentioned that to me. Want to really congratulate our chess team. This is something that began, I believe, just last year, and they've really done a great job. Miss Bradley and Mr. Bridges both take the kids to the co-op for this. Ethan Barber, Silas Dumont, Isaac Wald, and Noah McPeak are 5th graders who all placed second or third places in their respective areas. I saw one of the kids coming off the bus today down the hall. He'd just gotten back, and I asked him, I said, how was the chess match? He said, there were hundreds there. He just, I don't think were there really hundreds there? Wow, okay.
Kids there, yeah.
He was really knocked out with the size of the thing, and he was excited about getting back. last week, we did a deal with the high school football team coming through, had a spirit parade, and it was really fun to watch the kids' reactions to those huge kids coming through, and then some of them that you don't get to see regularly, you're a little bit surprised at their size up close. But it was as good for those players as it was our kids, and our kids just got the biggest kick out of that. So I told the coach that we would schedule that second round of playoffs every year. So now, that's a deal we'll just plan on.
Mr. Wolf.
Had a pretty busy day today at Alma Middle School. We had our annual History Day competition take place. It went off very well. Had several judges here in the room tonight. Appreciate you all today. It was a lot of hard work. Kids did great. We have a nice group of projects heading on to the regional competition next semester. Also had a neat experience today. We had a class of students from UA Fort Smith come and visit. These were education students, elementary and middle school students in their senior year. Next spring, they will do their internship. This fall, they take a class called STEAM, which is Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, Math. I had no idea they took this class for these students. And their instructor just happened to be at a workshop with Mrs. Dooley, our technology teacher, and they got to talking, hey, what do you teach, what do you do? Hey, you should come visit my classroom. Hey, I will. So we had about 20 senior students from UFAS come visit, 6th grade class this morning, and then with their technology, had their robots going. They got to kind of see what the things they've been learning in class and how it applied to schools. While they were there, I took them down and let them walk through the History Day projects and kind of see that side of it too. Said some of you may be doing this someday if you're getting into some school. So here's another activity we have going on. So it was just a neat experience to see them come through our building. Also had some kids doing the chess tournament. We had our 6th graders go today, and we've got 7th and 8th grade kids going tomorrow. It's kind of a new thing for us, growing, and we're excited to have some kids involved with that process. We also are doing Spelling Bee on Friday the 13th. No one has complained yet, but maybe no one's actually figured it out that it's on the 13th. We'll see how that goes. 'Tis the season, and so we also have choir concerts and band concerts coming up. Next week, Tuesday, will be our 7th and 8th grade choir concert at the PAC, and then 6th grade will perform on Thursday night. And then on Monday, the 16th, our band will have their winter concert. And one of my favorite activities of this holiday season is our select choir on the 18th. They'll spend the day going around to county nursing homes and assisted living centers and singing, and it's always gets such a great response that the people love them coming in and singing to them. And it's always a pleasure because they come back to the building and give a little concert out in front of the office, or last year they did it around the library so the whole school could hear them sing. It's really neat.
Miss Wood.
It's my turn. I'll be speaking for the high school today. Mr. Kirkendall is at the Career and Tech Ed conference in Anaheim, California this week. He left this morning, and he was asked to represent the Guy Fenner Co-op at that, so that's an honor, so he's happy to be there. We had the cheer clinic and competition that was held on November 23rd at the high school, and the Alma High School cheer won first place overall in that competition. The NJROTC will be in Philadelphia, Mississippi this weekend for another drill meet, and they did really well in their last drill meet. The Charles B. Dyer Classic is in the arena this weekend. It starts on Friday at 4 p.m. And on Saturday starts at 12:30. And the musical, 1776, that's been quite the buzz. The kids are all practicing for that, and the PAC's been full today, and you can hear all the wonderful sounds coming from down there. And that will be performed starting Thursday night. It'll be performed Friday at the high school for the high school students at 1. And then it'll also be again Saturday night and then Sunday afternoon at 2. And if you're able to come to that, it's going to be really, really awesome. So it'll be a great event to come to. December 10th will be our high school choir concert. And we just finished getting semester exams scheduled. Those will be December 19th and 20th. And we've got the schedule. We'll soon have that going out on social media for the parents and public. And then December 14th is the next ACT. So we have students practicing every day trying to get ready for that. And on December 21st is a state cheer competition in Hot Springs.
Thank you for that. The consent agenda, has everybody had a chance to look over that?
I'd note that there's an item in here that you do not have in the email packet. We just received this today, and that's Mr. Tony McMurray's resignation. Of course, he's been on leave all fall semester and felt that it was time for him to go ahead and submit his resignation.
Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
All in favor with a right hand vote? Any opposed? So moved. Superintendent's report.
Stacy mentioned the basketball tournament this weekend, and the schedule for that is item D in your packet. Of course, we also will have, between Christmas and New Year's, our Citizens Bank Classic, which we've had for many, many, many years. Don't have the schedule for that yet, but we'll get that out when we do have it. Of course, our last day of school before we break for Christmas is the 20th, Friday the 20th. And then staff returns on January 6th for a professional development day, and then students the next day on January 7th. If you'll turn to item E, I'm really pleased to recommend to you an adjustment to salary schedules. You know, for a few years now, we've been doing this here in the middle of the year rather than at the beginning of the year. I like it because it's safer for us from a budgetary standpoint. We're halfway through the year. We know we're a whole lot less likely to get some kind of surprise. We know what our student growth looks like. We know about any grants we've received. We know much more secure about where we stand financially and what we're comfortable doing. Employees seem to like it because it looks like a Christmas bonus, getting it this time of year. Now, it's not a bonus. It is a permanent adjustment to the salary schedule, but they get it all in one check here week after next, right before Christmas. So it's worked really well for us. The Personnel Policy Committee has reviewed this and is on board with what we're proposing here. I won't go through the specifics of it. You can see those here. It is obviously we have the money in the budget to do this, and I think it will be a good move for us.
Do we have a motion to approve?
So was this already in the budget, or are we gonna have to amend the budget?
No. No, it was not in the budget, but no, you don't have to amend it. Our rules don't work that way.
Okay.
The only question I should ask you this before the meeting is, what we list like between certified and the different stuff in the years? You know, some go to 53, some go to 40, some go to 30. I mean, do we stop at 30? And
You know, the
40?
districts do it many different ways. We've always operated from the philosophy that there should, why would you stop? You know, why would you quit rewarding people just because they've been here a while? So the short answer really, Chapin, is that the reason they vary in length is because they go out however far they need to for our current employees within that category. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mentioned it appears as so it's retroactive back to the.
Yeah, it's actually for the whole school year. We just give it to them all in one check for the whole school year.
And what did you have this, you know, I talked the total cost?
It's around $250,000.
I make a motion.
Go ahead.
I make a motion, we approve it.
Is there a second? I think now we can have any discussion. Is there any more questions or comments or?
So the cost is a $250,000 increase to the budget? Is that?
Yes.
Is that what you just said?
But there's corresponding increase in revenue to cover it.
Okay. I mean, our budget that we passed was 60,000 in the red, so.
No. That's not bad.
I mean, it had a transfer from savings to. Make us balance.
Yes.
So where's the 250 coming from?
Any revenue that that was not budgeted because we did not know for sure last summer that we were going to get it. We're actually we have a unbudgeted increase in revenue greater than this cost.
So what is that going to come next year? I mean, what's the source of that unbudgeted?
Most
revenue?
of it is growth in enrollment.
And I know there's times Mr. Woolley and I've talked, I call it anticipated revenue, because that's what we called it through the county. His anticipated revenue is usually if things were to go really bad. I mean, you
Sure.
would say that.
Oh, we always
He's a
budget
conservative
revenue low and expenditures high.
And so that's what made me feel real good about this. And every time he's been off very good on the good side of that.
So what was the net of our unexpected revenue that we got?
Well, we don't have it yet. It's all
Theoretical?
No, it's not theoretical, it's not in the bank yet.
Okay, well, what's the number?
About 350.
And that comes from, I guess, the taxes that come in October and then a different state check that comes a little later, is that?
Well, again, most of it is because our enrollment is growing. And of course, obviously, we don't know that in August.
What are we at?
About 60.
So I have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? Let's take a vote, all with, it would be to approve the proposed salary increase, that's Exhibit A, with a right-hand vote to approve that. Any opposed? So
Let me just say on behalf of all of our employees, thank you for approving that. They deserve more than we can do, for sure. We do all we can. We don't have any more important resource than our people, and they deserve everything we can do for them. One of the things we are required to do every year, every school district is, by state law, is a facilities report. Travis is going to do that tonight.
So like Mr. Willie said, it is a state required each year that we do this. I will do a master report due on February 1st through the state side. It's pretty easy this year for us because everything's pretty much the same. There hasn't been any major renovation or anything. And we don't have to put anything on the flood in there, so that wasn't anything new. So that's the only expenditure that came out of, not out of our pocket. But the biggest thing is the LED lights that that this note would tell you that we over the last couple of years we've done LED lights in the primary and intermediate schools, and they're complete. The middle school, transportation department, and this office and the annex will be complete, we think, by the end of this school year. Then the high school is planned hopefully for the summer and starting next year. And that's just converting the fluorescent to LED lights.
Excuse me, let me interject. We've been complete with this project at the primary school for a couple of years now, so we went back and compared the year before we did any of the work to the year after we did the work, the electric bills. Now, this is not a perfect comparison because the weather influences that, of course. But we took the whole year from the year before we made the changeover compared to the year after, and it's about a $5,500 reduction in our electric bill. So, well worth doing it. Plus, not to mention the longevity of the lamps. They will last many times longer than fluorescent lamps. So, it's a good thing to be doing.
Are you getting anything out of like OG&E?
Yes.
Okay.
And we've actually have Clear Result, which goes through OG&E to a degree. They did a benchmark examination of the whole school district, and they're going to come in, they're supposed to come in Monday for a report just to give us everything they found and any improvements we could do. They had to cancel that for last minute sickness. He emailed me today, and we're going to schedule that again. So we're going to know what Clear Result is going to be able to offer us. Like I said, you go through one school, and we can get anywhere between $7,000 and $12,000–$14,000 in one check. But like Mr. Woolley said, then we save for years to come. So LED is a wonderful thing to do that most school districts are doing, and most everything's going at, obviously. But
Chapin, to address your question a little bit more, OG&E has this, of course they do it for households too, but for us, I think the number Travis quoted was correct. It's somewhere around $14,000 that they rebated to us for having done this. And since we did it with our own maintenance employees, that covered the majority of the cost of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So the savings, there's not a payback. The savings is almost all true savings.
so in everything else, Alma did a major investment in facilities 9, 10, 11 years ago, so there's not a whole lot going on now. The main thing that we're looking at now, Mike and his crew do a wonderful job of maintaining, and that's what we're spending small money on over time, is just trying to maintain our great facilities. And again, Alma does that. You have invested, the community have invested a lot of good money for the safe environment, for our learning of our kids. So it's our job now is to maintain it, and we're trying to slowly spend money and where it needs to be spent. Mike and I speak on a daily basis about pretty much everything. And the maintenance is there. We got a good crew. HVAC units are usually our biggest expense at times when they go out, but we haven't run into a whole lot of that. So again, this is just a formal letter that we have to report to the State Department, so there wasn't anything special to report on this.
What, the roof at the high school, when it's nearing the end of its life cycle, what do we think?
I don't know.
It's about 15 years old. All of our roofs are now pitched. There's no true flat roofs anywhere, because the last time we roofed everything, we put pitch to them. That lengthens the life of them a great deal. It's warranty for 20. We're having zero issues with it. I think we're way more than 5 years away.
Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve Port Facilities Report.
Second.
Any discussion with it? All in favor with a right hand vote? Any opposed? Passes.
If you'll turn to item G, this is our proposed school calendar for next year. It is essentially the same as the current year, just adjusted for the rollover of the calendar by 1 day, which calendars always do. We're starting essentially the same time. Christmas works essentially the same way as it does this year, and we would finish essentially the same as what we'll finish this year. Of course, you know, since it doesn't snow in Alma anymore, apparently, this end date could certainly be adjusted in the time phase.
What does our attendance look like on, you know, we're just getting done with Thanksgiving break. You know, most schools around here are out all week, all that week. And now kind of learning that the report cards that the state does, you know, is so heavy on attendance. I've just wondered, is our attendance real low on those Monday, Tuesdays? Is that hurting us?
Principals?
Put you on
I
the spot.
have not done an ADA report comparing the last 2 days to the previous weeks or anything, but I have not noticed anything with our students, you know, because I check the attendance pretty regularly looking for our no credit list, our truancy stuff. I haven't noticed anything on our side at the high school that would tell me otherwise. But I haven't officially ran an ADA to see our average daily on that.
That's something that we do pay attention to. Some years ago, we did close for the entire week. And really, everybody kind of thought that was too much, then to turn around and have Christmas 3 weeks later.
Mr. Woolley, I ran that report a couple of
good
days
job,
ago
Robin.
for somebody, so I can go look it up if you want me to go look it
We'll
up.
get it for me, get it to me,
Okay.
we'll get it next time.
Thank you, Paul. Is there a motion to approve the proposed 2021 calendar?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any other discussion on that? All in favor with a right hand vote? Any opposed?
We have 2 student transfers to consider, one coming into the district, one child going out of the district. You've got copies of them there, and they both are in order.
Make a motion to approve the transfer.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor with a right hand vote? Any opposed? So carries. Next item's an executive session, so we will be moving into a separate room so everybody can stay here. After that, our only plan is to adjourn when we get back. to do it 6:47 is the time we, got out of executive session.
You did that one wrong.
I did?
No, he did.
I did.
Is that the SB?
All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor with a right hand vote? Any opposed? So moved.
I mean, it's not like I would expect the attorneys to get it right.
She just got.